Oh, don't mind me. I'm just admiring my final look. Hey you, what up? Welcome to my channel. Welcome back. Maryam here. In this video, we are testing new makeup and we're also finding out what's new in makeup for the month of August. Everything that you see on my face is new and freshly tried today. So this is the look that I came up with. Kinda easygoing, but with a little bit of color. I feel like it's still got the summertime vibes. We are still in the summer. Not yet ready for fall. Not yet ready for back to school. Don't even mention Halloween. Not here. Where was I going with that? Ah yes, let's get back to the video. Let's find out what's new in makeup. Be sure to subscribe to this channel if you aren't already. Notification bell for those Wednesdays and Sundays videos. And now let's get into it. What's new in makeup? August 2023. What you got for us? Let's see. So I have a new primer to test out. This is not it. It is from the Morphe X Meredith collection. You guys know Meredith. She is the foundation girl and she just recently collabed with Morphe. I went to her launch party and there's so many products in their collection and one of them is a primer and it is a foaming face primer. What the heck is a foaming face primer? I literally only see Meredith applying the foaming face primer onto her face. I've never seen anyone else do it. So this might be her thing. I'm excited to test it out because it just looks so cool and a little gimmicky, not gonna lie, but you know what? It's interesting, at least. So we've got the Morphe X Meredith Foaming Face Primer. Flammable. Do not use near flame or while smoking. Don't do it. Use only in ventilated areas. Avoid spraying in the eyes. Okay, so how do I actually apply it? Shake well before use. Push lightly on nozzle to dispense. Apply a quarter-sized amount to clean dry skin to create the perfect canvas for any artistry. All right, I'm gonna shake it up. Hi, hello, friend. Okay. Is that a quarter-size amount? This feels so funny. Am I shaving? Ooh, this smells very much like nail polish remover. Very alcohol-y, but it feels very slimy, actually. Not moussey or sticky as one would expect from a foam. I really only use hair mousses, and you know how those feel. Those feel very, very sticky between the fingers. This doesn't at all, actually. This feels like moisturizer. So definitely very, very hydrating. And I will say, a little bit perfecting, no? Maybe it's just me? Maybe I have high hopes? I'm just gonna apply it everywhere. And next thing I wanna do is actually the brows. I do have some new products in the brow category. One of them is also from Meredith X Morphe. The other one is from KOSAS, but I'm not sure which one I should use first. Perhaps the KOSAS product. I don't know if you can tell, but there is nothing in my brows, yet they look like they are already done. That's because, as I've been mentioning in my previous videos, I grew out my eyebrows, and over the weekend, I actually reshaped them. So I shaped the top, and I shaped the bottom. So I made this a little bit thinner. I don't know if you can tell. They are much, much, much denser. Maybe not much, but they are denser than before, that's for sure. And I also believe they are growing a little bit longer, finally. But I love this shape so much. I feel like I don't even need brow products because my brows are on the thick side and on the dark side. I don't really need much outside of just gluing them onto my skin. Okay, so from the Meredith X Morphe collab, sorry for all that extra noise, we've got the Brow Sculpting Wax and Brush Duo. And this is interesting because the brush is a spoolie and also a little spatula on the other side. So that's pretty cool. And the wax is basically just a clear type of product. So I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up a little bit of product and kind of just run that through my brows. Wow, this feels sticky, but like a good sticky. Okay, so I'm just gonna run the product through my brows like that, and then I'm gonna brush that through the width of the brow. Oh baby, this is promising. Oh, these brows are gluing down nicely and rather easily. Okay, not sure if they're gonna peel off though, because these types of products typically peel off on me. Peel off. Not to be confused with the dish. I'm gonna add just a little bit more on the tail ends, but essentially these babies are glued. I like the idea of having the spatula on the other side so you could easily make a straight edge. Oh, I think this is pretty cool. Not really very sticky, but damn, that looks clean. So fresh and so clean. All right, I'm gonna set that aside for a sec. I'm gonna reach for this new product from KOSAS, and it is a Brow Pop Nano pencil, a micro fine little pencil that I have here in 2 shades, brown black, that's me, and also dark brown, which could also potentially be me. But get this, I'm gonna show you a close-up. I'm also gonna unwind the entire pencil just to see how much product we're working with. Looks like a decent amount. This is so fine. They're saying that this is thinner than the needle point of an earring. I would say it's a little bit thicker than the earring, at least the earring that I'm wearing, but I'm gonna show you a close-up and you be the judge. And of course, on the other side, we do have a spoolie. Before anyone asks where these earrings are from, this was a gift from Israel. My brother and sister and their mom just went to Israel and they brought me back these gorgeous earrings and I'm obsessed with them. So, sorry. Can't link them. So this is what I'm gonna do with the other brow. I'm actually gonna first use the Nano pencil on my clean brow. So I'm gonna brush out the brows, I'm gonna brush the roots up like so. And then I'm gonna see if I can fill in some of these sparse areas. I mean, I don't even really see any sparse areas. I guess I would be the ideal candidate for this type of product because this is essentially what I do. I like to draw little fine brow strokes, hair strokes within my brows, but this is still not as fine as a marker. So although it's fine, I still prefer the marker method, like my NYX Lift and Snatch. Also, this color, brown black, is not cool enough. I feel like it has a little bit of redness that I could live without. I guess it's okay. Okay, but I've had better. So in order for this pencil not to break, they had to make it a little bit drier and a little bit harder. And so because it's kind of on the hard side, it's not as pigmented as one would think. Like, yeah, it's good, but it's not great, you know? But I understand why they did it this way. Just to me, it makes the filling in of the brow part just a pinch more tedious than with a marker. All right, I'm gonna try on this side now. Looks like the tail ends of my brows are peeling off, so that's not ideal. That tells me that the brow wax just isn't strong enough for coarse brows, and my brows are on the coarse side. They have texture, they are very thick, the widths of the hairs are thick, and so they need a little bit more of a stronger hold. But actually, I will say once the brows are glued down, it is much easier to see where I need to fill in. So I like the brow wax or brow gel application first and then filling in with the pencil or with a marker. This has always been my method and it is still my method. I'm definitely not hating that. This was a much easier application. So now that I know, I'm gonna stick to that. But let's see if I can also glue down this brow after I've applied the pencil. Okay, this works too, actually. Not too bad. Maybe I just need to hold this spatula here for a sec. Honestly, I love this tool so much. I feel like I'm gonna use this with or without this product. I love the idea of using a spatula to create that sharp edge with the brow and also to really stick them onto your skin. So this is gonna be my new brow best friend. All right, brows are groomed. They are looking very browsy. I'm not even sure which one I like better. I think this one. But all right, let's move on. So now that I've tried those 2 products, I'm gonna go back to an old product. I've been using this Makeup by Mario foundation that I didn't really initially love, but I'm liking it a pinch better now that my skin is better. I would never ever use this if my skin was breaking out heavily like it had been in the previous weeks, but now that I only have like 1 bump, I feel like I can get away with it. So the shade that I'm using is 14O. 14 with the olive undertone. I've been using this foundation a lot lately. I recently wore it to a wedding. I paired it with my Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Powder and it wore really, really well. I wanted to have that luminous finish. My skin was thriving that particular weekend and so I wasn't afraid of adding this luminous sort of finish to it because I knew it was gonna look good, especially at night when you need a little bit of luminosity. Also, as you can see, I'm adding just the slightest amount. I don't want it to be too heavy. And obviously I want to test out the primer with something that I already know has been working. I will say the foaming primer is definitely gripping the foundation. It makes it a little bit harder to spread, which tells me that you probably need a damp sponge to blend out the foundation perfectly. But I'm just gonna stick to my brushes here. I think I was able to blend it out good enough. All right, for my concealer, I'm gonna go for Tarte Shape Tape because I love it. Every time I try a new concealer, I always go back to Tarte Shape Tape. It is just my favorite one. And because I'm an oily skin type, it works for me It works better than everything else. And since I'm going for foundation today, I do want a bit of a heavier coverage concealer. I also want to cover up this bump that I have happening here. So this is kind of like my reasoning behind. I'm gonna use this Rare Beauty concealer brush to blend it out. The shade that I'm using is shade medium, or is it medium golden? Light medium is the shade. I kind of go back and forth between the light medium, and I guess medium golden as well. All of those shades work for me, but just depending on the effect that I want. Do I want a brightening effect, or do I want a skin matching effect? Do I want it to be a bit color correcting for the under eye with the peachy undertone? By the way, this brush is a game changer brush. This is one of my favorite brushes for under eye concealer, also for contouring, also for defining smaller areas. This is just such a genius shape. It mimics your fingertip. It has the perfect density bristles. I'll link it below if it's available. And this is a product that I would 1000% recommend. One of my absolute favorite brushes / tools. Yeah, unfortunately I'm noticing that my brows are completely peeled off right here in the tail ends, and they're starting to peel off on this side. So unfortunately the brow wax from Morphe X Meredith is not strong enough for me. But if you have fine brows, that will not be a problem at all. And when I say fine, I'm actually talking about the density of your brow hairs. My brow hairs are thick. They almost have a wiry texture to them. And because they are, I guess, heavier than the product can allow for, it doesn't quite work on them. Okay. The face is coming together. So now I'm actually gonna pick up one of these YENSA Beauty blushes that I have been meaning to test other shades from. I'm gonna go for this Silk Cream blush in Whisper Nude. This feels very balmy and kind of greasy actually, but it has a unique finish that I really like. So I'm gonna apply that to like the bony part of my cheekbone. This one is a very delicate, very natural color. I'm gonna go for a pinch more. This was one of my favorite blushes from last month, and I did recommend it in a Faves X Fails video, but at that point I had only tried one color, which was much more pigmented than this. It was like a Barbie pink type of color, but this one I think is really pretty as well, though a lot more natural, All my life, I have been going for colors like this for blush. I always thought that other colors emphasized my cheekbones a little too much, made my face look too clowny, too huge, you know? But now, I've shifted my mentality completely, and now this is not enough blush for me. Who am I? I mean, I know who I am. I'm human, and human tastes definitely change. So funny, I was talking about this very thing on my Instagram the other day. I posted this video of me and my significant other, Lee, aka the Swatch model. I posted a video of us dancing at this wedding to a caption saying that here we are heading into the weekend, happily unmarried, child-free, and stress-free in 2023, something like that. And garnered a lot of attention from a lot of people. Some people were shocked that we were married, others were like, yes, this is how I live my life too, we need more representation, etc., etc. And then the question of kids came up, and I answered it truthfully and honestly. Lee and I never wanted to have kids, but right now we are actually discussing the possibility of kids because our priorities have shifted, our lives have changed, we have changed, we've matured, I guess, and we no longer say never to kids, you know? So who knows? Maybe our minds will one day shift about marriage too, but at this current moment, we are so happy, so happy being unmarried, kid-free, and stress-free. All right, where was I? Yes, I feel like I need to set all of this. So I'm just gonna grab my Dominique Cosmetics. I'm gonna set my under eye, just the under eye and around the nose for a little bit of brightening, like that, for a little bit of lifting and mattifying. Also gonna add that to this area here between my brows and a little bit above just to clean up and to mattify. This area above my brows always tends to get very oily, and I never like that little highlight that happens. So I always make sure press my powder down around this area. Okay, like that. For the rest of the face, I'm gonna use another powder. How about this one size in the shade medium 4. I'm so annoyed. I actually see this bump in my view. Like when I look down, I see that this side of the face is a little bit swollen, and I'm so nervous because tomorrow I'm going on a brand trip. By the time this video is live, I will be on this brand trip, but I was so hoping that this bump would go away, or better yet, not appear at all. Camera cut off. I don't remember what I was saying, so I'm just gonna continue powdering down my face. Like that. And then I'm gonna take this Bobbi Brown powder from my previous video. This is a powder that I really liked and I had high hopes for, and I've worn it a couple times since that video. This is in the shade Neutral. It is their Vitamin Enriched Pressed Finishing Powder. So a finishing powder is not the same thing as a setting powder. A setting powder is what I just used. This is actually a powder foundation, but it's the same thing as a pressed setting powder. It's supposed to lock your makeup in place. This will not lock your makeup in place. This will actually finish up your makeup for you. So this is a microfine powder that has light reflecting properties, and with this powder you solely give yourself that super smooth finish. This is what you use for smoothing, for finishing, and for perfecting the surface of your skin. You can clearly see the difference between this side of the face and this side of the face, which still has that texture. You can still see the pores, the acne scars, you can still see some bumps, you know? But this right here, it is looking as smooth as it could possibly look. Granted, this effect is not something that will last a very long time on oily skin like mine, but if you have normal or dry skin, this will last a lot longer on you. So am I saying that you need this? I'm not saying that. This is a $48 powder. But will this help your skin texture appear a lot smoother and a lot more flawless? And that's what I'm saying. But keep in mind, it is $48. Look at that. Amazing. So now I'm gonna reach back into this Morphe X Meredith bag, and I'm gonna grab another palette from this collection, and this I believe is a multi-use face palette. This is what it looks like. We've got some eyeshadows here that can also probably be used as contour or bronzing shades. We have some blush shades in here, obviously some highlighter shades, and different types of shades basically. I'm gonna dip into this shade right here called Please Me. I'm gonna use this as blush. That is a gorgeous shade for blush. I love peachy blushes. I always have. This one is just the appropriate amount of peachiness. Also gonna dip into this shade here called Double Dip. Now this to the brow bone. Ooh, this is very sparkly and very pretty. Kind of like that. Then I'm gonna dip into this shade. I'm not gonna dip into the shade. I actually have something else that I wanted to try out for a highlighter. So I'm gonna close up this palette and I'm gonna reach for what I wanted to reach for, the Moon Crush highlighters from Too Faced. I've got two shades here. So pretty. Shade Shooting Star. Gorgeous packaging. Ah, so pearly and so pretty. Holy crap. And I also have shade Summer Moon. Same packaging. Summer Moon is more of a bronzy shade. I'm gonna go for the lighter shade. Swirl that in there. Oh yeah. This is indeed very, 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 very luminous and bright. I'm gonna tone that down just a bit. Oh, it smells delicious. Honestly, it looks really good. Keeper. So now I'm gonna prime my lids. I'm gonna use the Too Faced Shadow Insurance just because it's here. And then I'm gonna reach back into the Meredith bag. I have the eyeshadow palette. I don't know what's taking me so long to actually test this out. Here it is. This is beautiful. This kind of reminds me of one of those old Coastal Scents palettes, except it actually has a mirror. How exciting. I've never seen one of these paper palettes with an actual mirror. Over here we also have a little tracing paper situation with some eye looks. Look number 1, look number 2, with some charts on how to create it. So that's kind of cool. And these are Meredith's signature looks. So I think it's pretty exciting. Also, she was telling me that she created this sort of chart to really help you understand which colors go well together and how you can pair them. I don't know if it actually says that on the back, but let's play. I am going to dip into something colorful. I'm gonna go for this peachy shade right here called The Hamptons. I'm gonna apply this all over my lid. I guess I'm going for a peachy look today. I do love this shade. It is gorgeous. I actually think I'm gonna take this palette with me onto my trip because it has all the colors you'll ever need. And if this ends up being really good, like I think it's gonna be, then this will be my official summer travel palette. I've been looking for my summer travel palette all these months. I don't know if I really found the one, but this has all the fun colors. This has all the neutrals, has the metallic shades, got everything you need, really. And say what you want about Morphe, but their eyeshadow quality has always been good. And I know they're under new ownership now. Linda and her brother, who started the company, are no longer with the company. But I remember when they started, and I remember how hard they worked. I remember them attending all the trade shows, all the makeup events, lugging all of their products, you know, talking to all of the influencers, all the content creators. So this brand, for what it's worth, has its own story and its own legacy, if you will. Yes, they have always been known to work with content creators, YouTubers, Jaclyn Hill, now Meredith, They've done many, many collabs with many, many faces, many names, but I honestly have nothing negative to say about them. I've always enjoyed their products, not all their products, but specifically if we're talking eyeshadow palettes, I've always enjoyed their eyeshadow palettes. Maybe because I was the Coastal Scents girl. That is kind of where my content creation, my makeup journey has begun. I remember watching all the OG YouTubers and trying to copy their looks. I remember getting those palettes and following along, you know, back when I was in college. So yeah, this is what this palette kind of reminds me of. It reminds me of those days. It reminds me of those vibes, you know? All right, I really love the peach eyeshadow. I almost don't want to add anything else because I just love cute, clean wash of color. And this is so cute and so clean that I honestly don't want to do anything else, but I am going to do something else. I am going to add just a little bit of shimmer. I'm going to add a little bit of this City of Dreams. This palette, by the way, is inspired by New York because Meredith loves New York. She has always wanted to live here, and now she finally does, and I'm here for it. I love the fact that New York inspires her. It definitely does still inspire me, even though I have a love-hate relationship with New York. This is the only place where I've ever lived in America, so it's the only city that I know well. And I feel like all of us New Yorkers have this like love-hate relationship with it. Okay, this color, City of Dreams, is really pretty because it is a sandy, sparkly type of gold. It's not too yellow or too burnt, you know? It's just like a sparkly, nudie type of gold, but it's definitely gold, you know? What I'm trying to say is, this looks like gold, but it's not too much. It's not too overpowering. It matches the earrings, it matches the vibes, and I'm here for it, you know? I'm just here for all of this. I definitely don't want to add any more, but maybe I will. I'm gonna grab a smaller brush, like a really smaller brush. I'm gonna dip into a neutral shade, something close to my skin tone, like this Bisou Bisou. And I'm gonna run that under my lower lash line for just a little bit of definition. So this shadow on me looks exactly like an actual shadow. So what this allows me to do is really play up the eye shape and add shadow wherever I want. So I'm gonna add kind of like a smoky, heavier shadow, and then I'm gonna wing out the bottom. The brush that I'm using is from Sculpt by Spectrum, number 29. This is in collab with Ash K. Home, my boo. I really, really love these brushes. I have them handy here. I always reach for them whenever I do my videos. I'm not sure if her collab brushes are still available, but if they are, I gotta say, they are also some of my favorites. Okay, this I like. This almost doesn't look like I'm wearing any makeup in the under eye, but it definitely creates that shadow and it creates that pop, you know? So I'm gonna leave it at that. No, I'm not. I'm gonna add one more color because I'm just that bitch today. I'm gonna dip into this medium brown shade called Ganache on this lime crime brush, and I'm just gonna define the lower lashes a little bit more. So I'm gonna add just a pinch more color here, like that. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm done. I really like this palette. So far, all the colors that I tried are the same quality. Everything is very smooth and very soft. So far, so good. Really love the peach eyeshadow. Really, really love it. All right, I have a new mascara to test out. It is from Jones Road. I'm not sure if it's actually new, but I just haven't had a chance to test it out yet, so it's new for me. I'm gonna curl my lashes. I think I'm also gonna curl my bottom lashes. I kind of want mascara on my lower lashes today, even though today's my gym day, and after I film this, I'm gonna remove all of my makeup. I did notice that whenever I do actually film on a gym day and end up going to the gym wearing makeup, I get funny looks from people. Not that I care, but I prefer no makeup at the gym. This wand is a non-gimmicky wand. It's a classic, slightly curved, which is fine. Picks up a good amount of product, so the application is fast. I'm not sure if this is a waterproof formula. Fortunately, this tube doesn't really say much outside of the color, which is called Pitch Black. I do like that it's defining my lashes and making them look very, very feathery. I feel like against this peachy base, it looks very pretty. Honestly, first impression, I like this mascara. It looks really clean, really great. It's keeping the curl, it's defining and volumizing. It's a good formula. It's a solid, good formula. So far, I've actually enjoyed a lot of Jones Road products. I even found a way to use that crazy pilling bronzer that I didn't initially like, but I was determined to make it work. And recently I started mixing it in with my Cali Ray Skin Tint, which is my winter shade. I'm sorry. What was I saying? My lower lashes are looking so long. I didn't even know I had that many lower lashes. Wow. You look at that. I think that looks kind of cool and definitely very different for me. So this mascara formula, I will say, does pretty much all of it. It makes the lashes longer looking. It also makes them fuller, but it defines them and it makes them look kind of feathery. So if you're looking for a mascara that does all of those things, I feel like this might be the one. For the lips, I'm gonna try out this new Peter Thomas Roth Instant Firm Lip Filler Plumping Peptide Complex. This is a lip balm that instantly and over time hydrates and fills out, plumps and smooths the appearance of your lips. So I'm gonna try just a little bit of that. That feels very, very minty. I quite like it. Feels like a nice creamy lip balm. This is also from the Instant Firm RX line. Remember that primer that I tried from the Instant Firm RX that I wasn't the ideal candidate for because I don't really have any sagging skin issues just yet. And hopefully I won't have those issues for a very long time. But I will say once I tried it on my dad, who is almost 70, who also doesn't really have any saggy skin, I did notice a difference in his appearance. His face literally looked like it was lifted. That primer works, but it definitely works on more mature skin. So this is from the same line. It's supposed to have that plumping, lip filling effect. I'm not sure if I see it instantly, but I definitely feel some sort of tingling. It's not just a minty feeling, but it's also a slightly spicy feeling that I like. It's reminding me of my Lip Injection Extreme. It's getting spicier. I'm starting to feel that a little bit more. So I don't know, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. For the lips, I also have a new package from Huda with a couple of lip liners and some liquid matte liquid lipsticks. I'm gonna go for one of these shades, Lip Contour 2.0, warm brown and pinky brown. I'm gonna go for the pinky brown because my vibe today is corally and very fresh. I'm already wearing lip liner from earlier in the day, though I don't remember which one it is. When I tell you I have a crazy collection of lip liners, this is one of those things that I like to hoard. Okay, so pinky brown is what I'm going for. I love the shade. This color is actually very close to my natural lip color. And now for the lip color, I am just gonna go for the shade Bombshell. I feel like this might be peachy neutral type of shade that I wanna go for. Ooh, I feel cute. Just gonna wait for that to set. As with all liquid lipsticks, talking should be done to a minimal while they set. Otherwise it can get on your teeth and we don't want that. Almost there. And this is my final look. What do you think? I'll tell you what I think. The complexion, although it looks pretty good, I would have probably enjoyed it even more had I used my Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Powder underneath this very hydrating foaming face primer, though I did enjoy it. I thought this was different. I thought this was kind of cool. And if you have normal to dry skin, you would probably enjoy it a lot. If you are someone who is oily and has some bumps or texture issues, you can probably add something else on top for smoothing purposes. At least this is what I would do in my case, which I didn't do today. I really like my blush combo with the YENSA Beauty Whisper Nude Cream Blush and the Peachy Blush from Meredith's palette on top. I feel like this combo is just very, very soft and very pretty, very flattering on my skin tone, or any skin tone for that matter, because this is such a wearable, such an easygoing, everyday type of combination. I like the super wet looking Too Faced highlighter. It is definitely, probably a bit too much for this look, and it takes it into the glam direction as opposed to a natural direction. But of course, there's always a time and a place for a highlighter like this. I really like everything that I've tried from Meredith's collection with MORPHE. Congratulations to both of you on this collaboration and on this collection. I have actually a couple more things that I didn't yet try, but I am eager to try. My favorite thing is definitely this spatula slash smoothie combo. Spoolie combo. This is definitely something that is perfect for me and my brows, something that I will utilize. And so far, I gotta say, I really like the eyeshadow palette. The colors, from what I can tell, are perfection. It's got everything you need for a summertime look. It's got the bright pinks, it's got the neons, it's got the whimsical, purpley, lavendery, fairy tale type of colors. It's got all the nudes you need. It's got all the dark colors, and it's got the shimmery toppers and highlighter shades that you could use for the inner corner, for your brow bone, for whatever. So to me, this is a no-brainer type of palette. Easy to travel with, plus it's got a mirror, so that's really great. I really like this Jones Road mascara. Upon my first initial application, I think my lashes look really, really nice, nicer than they typically look. I think it's made them not only fuller, but also longer looking, so that's an interesting type of combo. And although this brow wax didn't necessarily work for me, I think it will probably work for most people unless you have a coarser, thicker eyebrow situation. The KOSAS Nano brow pencil is okay. I definitely like the innovation. It definitely is very, very fine and very thin. But like I said, for that purpose, I would still prefer to use a marker. Not only is it more pigmented and it looks a lot more fine on your skin than a pencil, let's just face it, that's the truth, but also it's just easier to apply and it's my preferred method. So that is kind of like my truth on everything that I've tried. I'll definitely let you know how I like this. I feel like I need a couple more tries to see if this really does anything for the lips. And other than that, I think I am officially finished with this video. Ah yes, the Bobbi Brown powder is amazing. It is incredible. It is such a great finishing powder, not a setting powder, but a finishing powder. So this isn't necessarily something that you need in your makeup arsenal, but if you want that flawless finish, especially for a photo shoot or for a special occasion, then I would recommend this. The effect won't last very long, like I said, particularly on oilier skin types, but it definitely does give you a couple of hours of flawlessness. So with that said, I am gonna wish you guys a farewell. I'm gonna zoom on out. I'm gonna invite you to check out more of my videos over here on this side, as I always do in every single video, and I will also see you in my next video. So peace out, I'm out, deuces.